ever got to the tank, I knew your cows weren't drinking properly. I said, how could you tell? He said, I looked at your manure. He said, your manure was way too runny. In other words, the rumen wasn't working correctly. They weren't getting the proper amount of water. So the cows would come up to my tank, and they were licking, and they'd walk over here, and they were licking at the water, and occasionally taking a small drink. They were trying to find a place in that tank that didn't stink. He said, your water is junk. And I'm like, it's piped out of the pond. It's coming up out. There's no livestock exposed to that pond. It's all good water. Your tank's covered in bacteria.
Hang on, guys. Just let me explain what Greg has just said there about the dung being runny. An animal gets a lot of water from the pasture. Okay? And most of the water in a pasture is in the clover. So if it can't drink the water in the tank, it then goes to the pasture and eats more clover to get more water. What is clover? Protein. Sorry, I thought I should just explain that so you understand the implication of it. Somebody else had a question? Okay.
I was just curious about, is that chlorine, I mean, if it's a high enough concentration to keep bacteria from growing in the tub, would it kill the bacteria in the rumen?
It oxidizes the water. There's not much chlorine. The chlorine element comes off in a form of gas.
Okay.
You absolutely see the cows put their head down and drink. There's none of this licking. Vader and I were on a ranch in Texas, big ranch. They had 500 cow-calf pairs. The owner wanted Mark and I to go out and look at his ranch before we had a farm walk. We were doing a conference there. And we walked out, and this guy had a big lake. It must have been, I don't know, 3 acres. All the cows had access to it. Every single cow was swimming out to the center of that lake. They're all swimming like hippopotamuses, trying to get out to the center of that lake. Nothing was drinking around the edge of that lake. Mark's like, you've ruined your water. Every cow was trying to get out to where it didn't stink. And the guy's like, what? He said, yeah, so you ruined your water supply. The cows was really suffering. They looked terrible. But they were having to swim out to the center of that lake to get a drink because he'd screwed up his water. Yeah.
So, with some of the waters you're using the city water, and you don't have any issues with those ones? You don't have to add anything?
Absolutely not.
So if you've got a lake, you can actually use that bottle that I was telling you about and move it around the lake. So if you put the bottle here, the cattle will drink there. And when they've messed up this area, you can bring the bottle to down here, and they will drink there. Use your imagination.
Why? USDA put up fence, and when they were putting up my fence, they also fenced my ponds in so my cattle would not get in it and make a mess, okay? I had one dry pond, and like you were saying, cows are smarter than we are. They got in there and they stopped the pond up to where it will hold water. Why are they drinking this dirty water versus these nice water fountains that I've got out there? Now I'm going to close in. The fence on the pond because they done already told me they would come back and do it. Okay, but why are they drinking this dirty water?
Yeah.
Because it's correcting the pH. It's obviously got some mineral in it, so they would prefer that. So at home we have no drinking troughs, no windmill, no pump, no pipe. We use just ponds and streams. So one pond I was carving, so I left gates open. The cattle were 3 paddocks away. They went back to the lake, and where they'd stomped out the most and urinated in the water, they were drinking the water. What do you think they're doing? Correcting the pH. The urine and the water plus the stomping around has changed the pH there. An animal is smarter than you. You then go to the pharmacy and buy a drug to correct your pH. The animal hasn't got that opportunity. It just uses what it has.
So how do they correct it then, right? If I don't, if when I close it in, how do they correct it?
You just don't breathe. Okay, guys.
Folks, I see cattle drink yellow manure water in the snow. It's melted, there's all green looking. There's the water tank clean. They'll drink that dang manure water because they're trying to correct something in their gut.
pretty smart.
So I recently read that, because I was trying to figure out how to kind of make it stop things better, that they sell something also, but we're saying in areas that they have barley hay or barley straw, they put barley straw in there. Have you ever heard that? And then in ponds, yeah,
To
the
clear them
ponds.
up, clear them up,
Yeah,
yeah. That's a different issue.
Different issue.
That's taking the clay particles out of the water, catching it, clearing it up.
Different species.
Yeah.
You go back to buy for your horse tank, got barley straw in it, you pay $5 a bag, it goes up in there, $10, carry it up.
So Ian, when your cows went back 3 paddocks to get water, did you correct something, or do you just figure this is their way of fixing problems?
Yeah, I watched the animal and decided, why is that animal going to drink there? And having watched them urinate and dung in that water was the obvious reason, because the pH does change.
So, but their pH was off because you were doing something wrong, and then you changed something else? I mean, did they lack minerals?
Well, the pH was wrong because at that stage I hadn't learned what I know now. And so I was still limiting them to grazing and taking it down too far, and they were probably eating too much protein. That was the reason. Good. So we carry on and we get back to the old saying, and let's just remember it. As long as you can fall asleep remembering that, understanding the implication of it, I'm going to be happy. So again, we look at an animal as to how she grazes and why she grazes the way she does. She then moves on because she knows where the highest energy is. And energy is money, so we're trying to harvest the money that the grass has captured from the sun. And again, that paddock at home and what we leave behind and how we graze it. And we can change that species by not grazing it, because eventually it'll start dying. The growing points of grass are just above the soil surface, and if you leave foliage on it, it will eventually die, underutilization. So we go to Canada, and these animals were coughing. And in Canada, the guy had a 90-day recovery period. And all his grass was in seed. So these animals were eating just grain, nothing else. They had a huge problem. Most of them, 5 had already died from pneumonia because of the coughing and eating pure grain. The pH was wrong. The recovery period too long. The plant spacings underneath were massive. In terms of Canada, they were about 2.5 inches wide. In 3 days, we stopped those animals coughing. I was there for 10 days, and in 3 days, the whole herd stopped coughing just by moving them faster, giving them better selection, enabling them to take what they needed to take to get the pH right. Guys, cattle get fat in Canada. That was early on in the season, and those steers had put on a lot of weight already. This particular rancher maintained he could never get more than 2 pounds a day gain. I said to him, you are grazing incorrectly, and he was grazing incorrectly. He is now close to 4 pounds a day gain. Same pastures, just changed the way he grazes.
Is that just more energy in the grass there with the season?
As you change in the latitude, so your energy changes. Guys, that's back in Africa, just to show you the benefit of diversity. There must have been more than 3,000 of those birds flying around. I finally captured. That was the best photograph I could take. That was the sort of density that was moving every hour in that particular one. The most important part of your planning is a thing called a biological calendar. And that's the biological calendar, and I've done it for the average latitude of North America. You're welcome to take a photograph, and hopefully if we have time later we will do one, and you will do one for the average latitude of North America and then change it to fit your situation. It enables you to understand when you should carve and why are you carving when you are carving. And hopefully you do know when you're carving at the moment and what it's costing you. It is to try and match the carving with the growth and the capture of energy from the sun, so that your carving is directly related to the amount of energy captured from the sun at no cost.
So that's saying calf in April?
Yeah, halfway through June and July. No, April, May in this particular instance, yeah. Notice, I've only got a 30-day calving period. The longer you calve, the more time you've got to spend getting animal performance. So that red line there, that box, in that area, in that boxed out area, you've got to maximize animal performance, because we know 80% of the fetus growth takes place in the last 2 months of pregnancy. So the animals better be getting very, very good nutrition at that time. We also know the percentage reconception of cattle is directly related to the condition of cow calving. So you better load fat on that animal's back at that time of the year. Most people calve too early, and the animal hasn't got time to load fat on its back, so that they then can't reconceive. Whatever. So when you read that 65% of the calves have died in a certain state in North America because of freezing to death, is that normal? I wouldn't have thought so. But anyway, people like to calve when they like to calve, so who cares? When you get to the livestock production worksheet, you copy down the classes of animals, and they have it on the left, and there the dates, the months, the age of the animals, and you transfer it from this onto your livestock production worksheet, and there you put value to numbers of animals, and you can extrapolate what's going to happen in 3 years' time with the livestock that you have on hand, doing various things in between. Yes, ma'am.
So 1 year we saved a really nice pasture, for right before we calved. So the month before we put them in this pasture, so they were up close if anybody had a problem, blah, blah, blah. We ended up having to pull 10, 15 of our calves, which was way more than usual. We talked to our vet, and she said, oh, it's because you gave them nice fresh green grass, and that calf grew too much, and that gave you problems. So since then, we try and put them on, stubble and stuff like that for the last month to prevent the problem. But from what you're saying, that's the wrong thing to do.
So what were you doing when you gave them fresh green grass? Were you moving them, or did you leave them there for a while?
Oh, we left them there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were they eating?
I hadn't even heard of this yet.
What were they eating? Excess protein. Excess protein will give you an oversized calf. So people who are ranching, farming with stalks, feed a high protein lick on the stalks to enable the cattle to digest the stalks, and they end up with massive calves. High protein before calving will give you a big calf. So you need to move up until calving time. And then it's all about selection. So when you calve, you can stop and do set stocking for the month. If you're calving for 1 month, set stocking for a month, and then get together. So what happens with the elk in North America? The elk always move and go to the same place to drop their lambs. And that place is finite. And when the grazing is finished, they start moving. So any elk that doesn't calve at the right time, so started to move and she calves or lambs, whatever you like to call it, what do you think the wolves do? They eat her and the lamb. Done. So you've got to act as a predator to your herd to enable it to function. So we have animal performance until we take the bulls out. And then we can start landscaping if you so wish. But again, animal performance within the landscaping capabilities of achieving what you want to achieve in terms of your future resource base as to what your ranch needs to look like in 2 generations' time.
Does everybody